So recently I've seen a lot of pessimism around GTA 6. In today's video we're going to take a deep dive into where this comes from and if it actually has any merit. And also we're going to take a look at where the majority of these comments come from and if we should actually take them seriously. Also, this video does not have a sponsor. Because of the topics I discuss in this video being a bit controversial, it's almost impossible to get a sponsor in this sort of stuff. So if you do want to do me a massive favour, just tap that subscribe button, aim in for 50k by the end of the year. Love you all. Let's get into it. So I've now been on YouTube for 9 months and it's been a very fast 9 months. I can't believe it's been 9 months already. But during that period, on at least every single one of my videos, I've had comments from people venting their frustrations that GTA 6 will be a rubbish game. Now what I found very interesting is that a lot of these people that commented on one video will also comment on 10 of my other videos. So it's very obvious that this sort of sentiment's coming from within the community. These aren't people that just stumbled across GTA videos and just decided that they won't like the game when it's released. A lot of these people are quite heavily integrated into the thought process of the whole community as a whole. Now the reoccurring thing that I keep hearing is that the game is going to be woke. Now I've done a number of videos explaining why some of the humour will be slightly toned down, but also the ways that Rockstar will enrich that sort of edgy humour in other ways. So the whole woke thing I'm going to slightly put to bed for now and we'll probably revisit that later in the video. The next thing that keeps getting brought up over and over again is that Rockstar having a female lead protagonist in this new HD 3D era of Rockstar games is a sign of them becoming weak, less funny, less edgy. And for me personally, I think this is probably one of the most stupid arguments ever made. With every single game that Rockstar Games have released, they've tried to push the boundaries with what they can do, whether it's technologically, whether that's with storytelling, or whether that's introducing new ideas and concepts with their stories. If Rockstar didn't have a female lead protagonist for GTA 6, that in my opinion would be them being weak. That would be them doing the same thing over and over again because they know it works. That wouldn't be adventurous and that wouldn't be interesting. The fact that they've introduced a female lead and people are still forgetting that we also have a male lead, Jason, but them introducing a female lead is an opportunity for Rockstar to tell a more diverse story. When I say diverse, I don't mean this in the extreme left-wing diversity quota sort of aspect. I mean this in the sense of Rockstar telling a more interesting and more complex story. In the past, Rockstar games, whether it's been through Red Dead Redemption or GTA, have touched on so many different topics, different conflicts with Nico Bellic, completely different character traits in GTA 5 between Michael, Trevor and Franklin. So introducing a form of love story into GTA is honestly a really cool and new concept that Rockstar haven't tackled properly before. Now a lot of people have mentioned that Rockstar have tackled different topics like this in the past, and I personally don't believe that those sorts of questions and those sorts of points really deserve any responses. This is a whole different concept for Rockstar, and the fact that they're giving it a go is really commendable, and I reckon they'll do an incredible job at it. Now one of the points that has come up quite a lot, whether it be on Twitter or in the comments of my videos, are about all the staff at Rockstar being women, and a lot of people keep referencing these particular photos, which is fantastic and it's a really great point. Apart from the fact that all of these photos were taken on International Women's Day, so of course Rockstar are going to post the photos of the women working at Rockstar. For me this seems like such a non-point. Majority of the staff at Rockstar tend to be men anyway, just because this sort of industry overall attracts more men into it. The games industry usually attracts men and usually it's an industry where more men apply to. So there are more men at Rockstar than women, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Another point that has been absolutely rinsed on social media is that there aren't a lot of black people working at Rockstar North. Now, I hate to say this, especially when a lot of the people that talk about this are American, but not all of the UK is the same. We have England, we have Ireland, we have Scotland, we have Wales. And in particular in Scotland, there are proportionally less black people compared to the rest of the UK. Averaged out across England, for example, around 4% of the population are black. But if you move up into Scotland, where Rockstar North are primarily based, that 4% goes down to 1.4%. So you're almost slashing the figures by 75%. The thing is, if Rockstar were to employ a workforce purely based on their skin colour, ethnicity and background, rather than their skill set, that would be Rockstar going woke. In fact, the same people that are posting this sort of stuff saying that they're not as diverse are the same people that are claiming that Rockstar games are gonna go woke. So in my personal opinion, there is no way that Rockstar can win here. What is the right thing to do? I personally think that the most moral and ethical thing for Rockstar to do would be to employ people based on their skill set. I don't think colour, ethnicity, sex, race, preferences, any of that stuff should ever come into whether you get a job. Whether you get a job or not should come down to purely, can you do this job well? Yes, no. And I've also seen a lot of comments about how there's so many blue hair, extreme left, social justice warriors working at Rockstar. To this day, I've not seen a single shred of proof of this, and yes, there's a few people here that have dyed hair, but at previous jobs that I've worked growing up, there was always someone that had dyed hair. I mean, damn it, when I was a teenager, I dyed my hair. Leave me alone, I loved My Chemical Romance and Asking Alexandria. Now, before we get into the next points, I think it's very important here that I convey to you guys where I sit politically on the spectrum. I don't see myself as left or right. I see myself perfectly balanced in the middle because I share views and opinions that roughly equal me out somewhere in the middle. I agree with some things the left say, some things the right say, and this whole idea that people have to be separated by extreme politics either side is, to be honest, childish. The extreme right want to introduce a fascist regime, and the extreme left want to ban what people on the right can say, which is by definition introducing a fascist regime, controlling what people think. So if you go far enough left, you go right, and if you go far enough right, you go left. So before I get accused in the comments of being a woke boy, I'm pretty balanced, boys. I'm pretty balanced. This brings me on to the next point, the culture at Rockstar. So back in 2018 and 2019, Rockstar were under fire for some of their cultural things that were happening within the business, and the result of this is that they tried to bring in a more balanced management structure that made sure that working at Rockstar Games was a relatively fair playing field for everyone involved. Back in the early days when people finished work at Rockstar, they'd go drinking, they'd go to strip clubs, and it was a really laddish culture. Now this is funny to us as viewers watching, and it is actually really entertaining, and to be honest, I've done it before. I've finished work and I've gone clubbing, but Rockstar Games isn't this indie cool niche developer that they once were. They are owned by a behemoth that is Take-Two Interactive, which by proxy has shareholders like BlackRock, JP Morgan and Chase. People that are investing millions and millions and millions of dollars, in fact in the billions of dollars, into these game series and into these sub-developers into Take-Two Interactive don't want to hear that where they're dumping their money is into people that go to work with hangovers. Overall, this is just a big PR exercise, and the truth is probably not that much has changed at Rockstar, but the way that it's conveyed to the public has changed. And this brings me on to the next point. A lot of people are saying that Rockstar losing their edge and losing their edgy humour. Well, a few months ago, you guys know that I interviewed a Rockstar employee on the channel, and this is someone that I actually used to work with at another games developer. I did some social media work for an app development company, and this person went to go and work at Rockstar. And he's one of the edgiest boys I know. And after speaking to him, plus seeing some other people that I know on social media that work at Rockstar, and some of the stuff they repost, this whole idea that everyone that works at Rockstar is an extreme lefty, woke, virtue signaling, it's just rubbish. It's rubbish. People that work at Rockstar aren't some weird, strange breed of people. They're people like you and me. They just happen to take an interest in games development, become good at it, and get a job at Rockstar. I think because Rockstar is so secretive, some people put them on this subhuman platform of where they're just not like us, which is absolutely insane. And this brings me on to my final point. I think the majority of the comments that I get like this on my videos are because people want to be heard. I've had quite a few messages from people, especially on Instagram, and a lot of these people appear to be quite angry. I have a lot of frustration about GTA 6 directed towards me, and I'm assuming that's because of the nature of what I do for a living. I make videos about GTA 6 news and leaks, and I'm a sort of voice, albeit a very small voice, but a voice in the GTA community about what's happening within their games. So of course I get a lot of extremely angry messages from people venting their frustrations with what they believe GTA 6 is going to be like with me. I am a place to vent that frustration. So for a change, I decided to actually hold conversations with some of these people to try and understand where this mindset comes from, where this idea that the game will be rubbish comes from, and try to understand the points they're making. And 2 out of the 3 conversations I had actually resulted in the people saying to me that they just appreciate being heard. A lot of people will leave these comments for the sake of either gaining some likes, gaining some attention, or to essentially clickbait the comment section. And this ties into the whole concept that people like negativity. Drama channels on YouTube tend to do really well. My video about the reasons why GTA 6 may be woke and the reasons why I don't think it actually will be woke is one of my more viewed videos on the channel. These divisive opinions and extremes of opinions tend to get more views and more clicks. And out of the millions of people that have watched my videos, I have access to a lot of data, and the data tells me that me talking about what I love about GTA 6 and what I'm excited for doesn't get half as many views as me saying what I'm worried about with GTA 6. So I'm hoping that this video can serve as a voice of reason in the GTA community to say that we don't need to worry. The game might be softer in some areas, but I do think that Rockstar will really take storytelling and the complexities of the game to a whole new level. If your compass of what makes a good game is purely based on how racist the game is or how many penis jokes there are, you're missing out on a whole world of fun. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Spin the cylinder.